Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Dark Legion, I want to talk about the bleed changes that were just recently posted in Discord. It was posted earlier this morning. Very interesting how it breaks out. So I'm going to break it down. I have a real life example. I want to share with you my thoughts on it. And let's talk about whether they're good or bad. I don't know. Let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First, if you're not aware of the proposed bleed changes, if you go into your profile here and go into announcements, it is all right here. It says it's expected on June 4th. If you take a look at the Discord, it says TBD. So we'll see when it actually hits. I'm expecting probably an update Monday or Tuesday on Discord to let us know when exactly to expect this. It could be 4th. It could be maybe a little bit later. But what I want to do is I want to take you through some examples, show you kind of a before and after type look, and then you tell me whether it's good or bad. I'm gonna give you my opinion as well, but let's go ahead, go to my handy dandy spreadsheet because that's where I got everything. So let's go over there. All right, so here we are. Let's go through the highlights here. So extra mythic plus shards. So what this does is basically saying every 10 shard mythic or legacy piece that we pull that is not the banner hero, right? Then we're gonna get 5 shards of that banner champion. Seems cool. But let's take a look at the lowered Mythic Plus unlock requirement. So they did lower it from 40 to 25. Before we get too excited, hold on a second. The star up requirements are remaining the same. That's critical to a conversation we're going to have here in just a minute. So basically what happens is you're going to get 25 shards of the banner hero once you pull them. You're going to get 5 shards for any mythics that you pull that are not the banner hero. We'll talk about what that looks like as well. However, you're still guaranteed at least 40 shards every 4 pities. So if you've got horrible RNG and you go to that 4th pity, the 200th pull, then you're going to have 40 shards because you got 25 of the banner hero, and then you got 5 of the 3 mythic pieces or characters that are not the banner hero. So that totals your 40. Increased odds. They talked about this, but don't get our hopes up because it's talking about just a fraction of a percent here. And then we got player compensation. Basically, since we've spent all of these shards on our heroes, they're going to give some compensation in the form of Worldline particles, which is kind of cool because we can use those to get magic eyes and the magic eyes to get the mythic legacy plus weapons for our specific heroes, or we can use those eyes to go ahead and rank up those weapons. So let's see what this looks like in the real world. I'm going to unhide this right here. Here's some examples here. So just some high level, and then we have a real life example right here. So in the old system, full 200 pity. So this is all 200 pulls, full 200 pity. Go to the end, we're gonna get 40 shards. Same thing is gonna happen in the new system. Let's say we get 2 mythic pluses out of that 200 pulls, and then we get 2 regular mythics, right? So we're gonna get 80 shards of that banner hero, but we're only gonna get 60 shards for that banner hero in the new system because we get 25 and 25, so there's 50. Then we got the other 2 mythics that give us 10. There we go with our 60 shards. If we get 3 mythics in those 200 pulls and then a regular mythic, we're going to get 120 shards in the old system. We're going to get 80 shards in the new system. Now that does paint a little bit of a grim picture, so let's take a look at a real life example. These are my pulls from the current Martian Manhunter banner up until it started to today. So you can see right here, I've done 395 pulls. Of those 395 pulls, this is the sequence in which I've gotten the mythic hero, right? So I got Martian Manhunter here and here, 2 in a row. Here's the thing with the current system. In the old system, that gave me 80 shards. In the new system, that only gives me 50 shards. Now that's going to impact our ranking up. I'll show you that here in just a minute. But then after that, I hit that 4th one every single time. So there's my 3 mythics and then Martian Manhunter, 3 mythics in Martian Manhunter. So of these 395 pulls, in total, I got 200 shards of Martian Manhunter. In the new system, what that would have given me is 185 shards. So 15 shards less than what the current system gives me. Now, that kind of balances out a little bit better, but we still get less shards. I also took a look at the percentages here. So 1.26% of the time, I got the banner hero. 4.3% of the time, I got mythic, whether it was a mythic or a mythic plus. And 3.03% of the time, I got just a regular mythic 10 shard hero or a legacy piece. So I thought those were fun stats right there. At first, when I saw this, I thought it would be cool for hero acquisition, but it does absolutely nothing for hero acquisition. The biggest impact that I see because of fewer shards is what we need now for ranking up our hero. So let me unhide this, and you're gonna see this is a bit crazy. So let's talk about this. So my star level here. So these are my 5 white stars, blue stars. You can see that all the way down. The number of shards required currently, and what is going to stay the same regardless of the pull system, right? So these are how many shards we need. In order to get to 5 red stars, you need 1,000. Actually, it's 1,040 shards total. This right here does not include the original unlock shard, 40 shards that you need. So if we just take a look at this, we need 1,040 shards to get, in the current system, up to 5 stars, 5 red stars. So in the old in the old system, what we're going to be moving away from, what we need currently, right? To get to 5 white stars, you need 2 copies, the initial unlock, and then the 40 shards that you need in order to get all the way up to the 5 white stars. In the new system coming up, you need 3 copies, the initial unlock, and then 2 additional copies to get 50 shards, because you need 40 total in order to get up to the 5 white stars. So you need 3 copies instead of 2 copies. All right, so let's talk about 5 blue stars. In order to get to 5 blue stars, if we just total these 2 together, you need 200 total shards. You can see the sum down here on the bottom of my screen. 200 total shards. Let's apply this to the Martian Manhunter pulls that I just talked about. I got 200 shards of Martian Manhunter. That allowed me to get him up to 5 blue stars. That's where I am currently. Now, if the new rules had applied, I would have only got, in this specific example, 185 shards. How does that affect my rank up? Well, let's just take a look. I'll go add the 40 here, and then I'll add these totals up right here. Go up to 4 stars. You can see the total down here at the bottom is 170, right? So of the 185, boom, I can go and I get him up to 4 blue stars. I don't have what I need, which is 200, in order to get him up to that 5th blue star. So changing how many shards that you get just because the requirement to unlock them is less, but not changing the ranking requirements actually puts us behind. So if we take a look again, total shard requirements, 1,040 to take a character, take a hero from 0 stars all the way up to 5 red stars. In the old system, what that equates to is you need 26 copies of a single hero in order to get them to 5 red stars. In the new system, it's not as easy to calculate. The reason for that is because the additional shards that you get from the mythic heroes and the legacy pieces. So these numbers that I have here is if you were to pull strictly just 100% banner heroes, you would need 41 copies. But because we get those additional shards from the mythic pieces and the legacy pieces, let's apply it to a real world example. So this right here, as you can see, the last mythic I pulled was just a regular mythic. So I am guaranteed Martian Manhunter on the next mythic. So I don't know how many pulls that's going to be. It may be 50 additional pulls for me because that's how many I have until I hit pity. Or it may be 1 or 2 more pulls. But if we take a look at the number of copies needed, it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next mythic is going to be 6. So whereas in the current system, the old system, we need 5 copies, I would have gotten the 5 blue stars at 6 copies. A little bit behind. So I don't know. When you take a look at the system here, it does seem that it slows us down a little bit. I think when we take a look at this, I don't know exactly what they were trying to solve for. If it was the concerns that people have voiced around hero acquisition and how many heroes you need in order to rank up your heroes and things like that, I think I would have preferred what we did in Landscape, or what they did in Landscape. So in Landscape, it was the same thing, 40 shards, but you got your banner hero on the 3rd mythic pull, not the 4th. I think if they just went back to that, I think that would actually solve a lot of the concern, or at least address a lot of the concern. In my opinion, I don't know. You all tell me. But when you change the amount of shards that you get from your pulls and lower the requirement you need, but don't make any changes to the requirements you need for ranking those heroes up, I think that's probably a bit of a miss there. Anyway, so there's the data. There's my thoughts. Showed you some before and after, a real life example, showed you some numbers. Hopefully it's helpful. Very curious on your thoughts. What do you think of the current system versus what they're proposing? And if you're not a fan of what they're proposing, what suggestions do you have? All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.